Okay, this is your short instructional video for chapters 1 through 4, which is on pages 3 through 35 of your book. And just kind of a list of things, resources you have. You have this video, you have the text, and you also have an audio of the text if you just want to listen to it. And you have your unit packet. You should have access to those things to help you understand what's going on in this text. So, first off, okay, let's redo this. Okay, this is your short, instructional video for chapters 1 through 4 of And Fall Apart. So the resources you have to help you understand this text are these instructional videos. You should have the book itself that you are reading, or you may listen to it if you do not want to read it and have it read to you. I'm also linking audio of someone reading it. You can change the speed of that if you want. And then you also have some activities in your unit packet to help you understand what's going on. So for these first 4 chapters, Okonkwo, I have said before, is your main character. You're going to meet him. You're going to meet his father, Unoka. And you're going to start to see some of the proverbs, some of these little lessons about life that Chebi wants us to know. And they often will be in text. Your clue will be the elders say, or as the elders have told us, that kind of stuff. Also a note at the top, there's lots of African vocabulary, and there is a glossary in the back of your book. And how you know it is an African word is it is in italic print. So I'm just giving you an example on page 6. But kind of pay attention to those and look them up in the back, or look them up online if you do not know what they mean or cannot figure out from the reading. You're going to see some different proverbs in chapter 1. And you also are going to see some more of that coming up as we keep reading. But in chapter 2, you're going to be seeing Okonkwo as a man who is proud of himself for being fearless. He will do anything. He also, as his picture shows you there, he is a very serious and somewhat angry man. You're going to find out more about that. The idea of fear is also something from the other people in the book, from that perspective of his tribe. They are fearful of the darkness. It is the unknown, and you think terrible things happen in darkness, so there's a fear of that you will see there. You also, like I mentioned, will see Okonkwo's anger, and also his prosperity and his kind of standing in the tribe. Looking ahead. Here's just a brief picture of his family tree. The image is also in Schoology for you. But you see Okonkwo there. You see his father over here, Unoka. And you see his 3 wives, which was common in their culture and in their tribe. All 3 of his wives have names. And you see some of the children, and you'll read about them in the book. Not all of them are named, because all of them do not have major roles with Okonkwo. But you see those that are referenced, and you'll meet them and see more about why they are referenced and why they're important to him. And moving into chapters 3 and 4, I really want you to have a purpose for what you're reading and give you something to be reading for so you understand it. So pay attention in chapter 3 to the role of the Oracle of the Hills. Who is that person? Why are they important? What do they do? What happens to Unoka? That is Okonkwo, our main character. His dad, what happened to him? And then what did the wealthy villager do? There's an issue that happens there, and what did he do with Okonkwo? And then you also see an idiom on page 20. An idiom in our American culture is, for example, to say on a rainy day, it is raining cats and dogs. We don't mean literally it's raining cats and dogs. What we mean is it's raining really hard. They also have cultural idioms that they say, and there's one on page 20 I want you to start kind of seeing and hearing in the text, and we'll talk more about it as we talk about the book. In chapter 4, you're going to learn a little bit more about Okonkwo's personality. What are you finding out about him? And then I want you to think about and see how his son and his adopted son are getting along. And then related to the plot a little bit, what is the week of peace in their culture? And pay attention to how important the yam crop is and what is the significance of the yams. And then I just have here a picture or a graphic, if you will, of Okonkwo's compound. He is a man of some wealth, and you can kind of see as things are labeled here, each of his wives have their own hut. He has his major, and it's a little bit larger. You can tell, right, his hut is right here. You can see one of his wives has chickens. Here is the yam barn, also a pretty big barn, right? Here is the field. And then you see they have this red earth, this clay wall kind of surrounding the compound for safety. And that is described for you in depth on page 14, early in the book. At the end of the section, you'll have the opportunity to prepare a pivotal passage that will be the literary expectations of this book. And we'll be looking at, in this first one, it is something I'm asking you to, it's considered a should do. I really, really encourage you to do it and take advantage of this so I can give you some feedback. But it's looking at literary elements in part of the text and kind of starting to analyze them. I will talk more about this preparation in class, as well as the expectations of what are the activities you are doing with these chapters from your instructional packet. Sometimes they're questions, they might be quotes, they might be some graphics. So it's kind of a variety of things, but we'll talk more about that in class and give you some time to get that done. Good luck.